Prepare to embark on an extraordinary journey through the pages of history, where the flames of injustice burned bright, and freedom seemed a distant dream. Step into the shoes of Nelson Mandela, a visionary leader who fought against the shackles of apartheid. Before his triumph, his life was marred by hardship, discrimination, and the relentless pursuit of equality. But armed with unwavering courage and an unyielding spirit, Mandela rose above the challenges, dedicating his life to the pursuit of justice and liberation. Join us as we delve into the awe-inspiring story of how one man's indomitable spirit transformed a nation, forever altering the course of history and inspiring generations to stand up against oppression. Get ready to witness the extraordinary journey of a true icon, who turned the pain of the past into the triumph of freedom, leaving an indelible mark on the world. Let's unmask his struggling journey in a peaceful tone. In a country divided by oppression and injustice, a boy named Nelson Mandela was born on July 18, 1918 in Mvezo, a small village in the eastern Cape of South Africa. Little did the world know that this child would grow up to be one of the most iconic figures in the struggle against apartheid and a symbol of peace, equality and freedom. Nelson Mandela's youth was marked by the harsh reality of racism and inequality. Raised in an aristocratic family, Mandela had to deal with the entrenched injustices of South African society. His father, Gadla Henry Mfakanyiswa, was a local leader and Mandela was trained to follow in his footsteps. At the age of 9, Mandela's life took a tragic turn when his father died, leaving him in the care of the acting regent, Police Chief Jongantaba Dalindyebo. It was under the regent that Mandela was educated, attending Kunu Primary School and later enrolled in Clarkberry Boarding Institute and Helltown Methodist Boarding School. During these formative years, Mandela developed a strong sense of justice and a growing awareness of the racial inequality that pervaded South African society. He had witnessed firsthand the discrimination and prejudice that blacks had to go through, and it ignited in him the fire of challenging the status quo. In 1939, Mandela enrolled at Fort Hare University, the only university in South Africa to accept black students. It was there that he became involved in politics and activism, joining the African National Congress Youth League, ANCL, and participating in student protests against university policies. However, his pursuit of higher education was cut short when he was expelled for participating in a student strike. Undeterred by this setback, Mandela moved to Johannesburg, where he obtained a Bachelor of Arts degree from the University of South Africa, UNISA, while working as a legal assistant for a law firm. It was during this time that he met and married his first wife, Evelyn Mace, with whom he had 4 children. Mandela's legal career flourished as he became more and more involved in anti-apartheid activities. He joined the law firm Witkin, Sadelsky, and Idleman, which exposed him to the systemic injustices faced by black South Africans. He was dedicated to protecting those oppressed by apartheid laws, often risking his own safety and freedom in the process. In the 1950s, Mandela's activism intensified as he became a key leader of the ANC and played a key role in organizing campaigns of civil disobedience and nonviolent protest. However, the government's response was brutal and Mandela and his comrades were arrested and charged with treason in 1956. The trial lasted 4 years, during which Mandela delivered a powerful speech. A speech in which he eloquently expressed his commitment to fighting for freedom and equality. Although Mandela and his accomplices were acquitted of treason, the government stepped up efforts to suppress the anti-apartheid movement. In 1960, the Sharpeville massacre, in which police opened fire on peaceful protesters, prompted the government to ban the ANC and declare a state of emergency. Mandela and other ANC leaders were forced to go into hiding, continuing the resistance in secret. The government's crackdown on the ANC pushed Mandela and his comrades into armed resistance. In 1961, they formed Umkhonto we Sizwe, MK, the armed wing of the ANC with Mandela as commander-in-chief. Their purpose was to carry out acts of sabotage against government facilities and strategic goals to break the oppressive regime. Mandela understood that the struggle for freedom required a multifaceted approach, including nonviolent resistance and armed struggle. In 1962, Mandela embarked on a mission to gain support for the ANC and its military wing, traveling across Africa and meeting various leaders. However, his trip was cut short when he was arrested in Natal and charged with leaving the country without a valid passport and inciting a strike. Mandela's trial drew international attention, highlighting the injustice of the apartheid regime. In 1964, Mandela and his accomplices were tried in what would become the Rivonian trial. Despite the possibility of facing the death penalty, Mandela delivered a powerful speech in his defense, saying, "I fought against white domination and I fought against white domination." He said, "I cherish the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all people live in harmony and have equal opportunities. It is an ideal that I hope to live and see realized. But if need be, it is an ideal that I would die for." Mandela and his accomplices were eventually found guilty and sentenced to life in prison at Robben Island, a harsh, isolated prison off the coast of Cape Town. Mandela's imprisonment lasted 27 years, during which time he became a symbol of resistance and resilience. The government hoped to knock his spirit down, but Mandela's indomitable will and unwavering commitment to justice and equality only grew stronger behind bars. Despite the harsh conditions, Mandela used his time in prison to educate himself and engage in political debates with fellow inmates. He pursued his passion for learning, studying literature, politics and economics. His thirst for knowledge is insatiable, and he even earned a Bachelor of Laws degree from the University of London while in prison. Mandela's imprisonment was noticed by the international community. His story has captured the hearts and minds of people around the world who have rallied following calls for his release and an end to the apartheid regime. The Mandela Free campaign has gained momentum, and governments, organizations and individuals have joined forces to demand his release. In the late 1980s, as the apartheid regime faced increasing pressure both domestically and internationally, talk of Mandela's release gained momentum. Negotiations between the government and the ANC began, culminating in the historic moment on February 11, 1990, when Mandela walked out of Victor Verster prison as a free man. The world watched in amazement as he raised his fist of victory, a symbol of hope and triumph of justice. Mandela's release marks a turning point in South African history. The country embarked on a path of reconciliation and transformation, guided by Mandela's vision of a united, apartheid and democratic South Africa. Mandela's leadership skills and ability to foster dialogue and forgiveness helped ensure a peaceful transition and avert a bloody civil war. In 1994, South Africa held its first democratic elections, and Nelson Mandela, affectionately known as Madiba, became the country's first black president. His inauguration was a moment of victory not only for Mandela but for the whole country. Mandela's presidency was marked by a commitment to reconciliation, nation building and eradicating the legacy of apartheid. He has worked tirelessly to promote unity and abolish the institutionalized apartheid regime that has dogged South Africa for decades. During his presidency, Mandela established the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, TRC, which provided a forum for victims and perpetrators of apartheid-era crimes to come forward, tell their story and ask for an amnesty. TRC aims to promote healing and accountability, enabling South Africa to accept its traumatic past while laying the groundwork for a more inclusive and equitable society. Mandela's presidency was characterized by a number of important achievements. He prioritized education, healthcare and housing, striving to improve the quality of life for all South Africans, especially those who were disadvantaged under the apartheid regime. Mr. Mandela's government also implemented economic reforms to boost growth and attract foreign investment, with particular emphasis on job creation and poverty alleviation. On the international stage, Mandela played an important role in promoting peace and human rights. He became a respected statesman, using his influence to mediate conflicts and advocate for social justice. Mandela supported causes such as the fight against HIV/AIDS, poverty alleviation and women's empowerment. His tireless efforts to promote peace have earned him many awards and honors, including the 1993 Nobel Peace Prize. After serving one term as president, Mandela chose not to run for re-election, demonstrating his commitment to democratic principles and the peaceful transfer of power. However, his impact continued to be felt long after he left office. Mandela remains an influential figure, devoting his post-presidency years to philanthropy, activism and promoting his values of reconciliation and social justice. In 2004, Mandela founded the Nelson Mandela Foundation, which focuses on promoting dialogue, community development and human rights. Through his foundation, Mandela worked tirelessly to address pressing problems facing South Africa and the world at large. He is also credited with founding the Elders, a group of world leaders working together to promote peace, justice and human rights. As Mandela got older, his health began to decline, but his mind remained inflexible. Even when weak, he continues to inspire people with his resilience and unwavering commitment to his principles. Mandela's 95th birthday, celebrated in 2013, has been designated by the United Nations as Nelson Mandela International Day, a day to honor his legacy and encourage individuals to take action in their communities. On December 5, 2013, at the age of 95, Nelson Mandela passed away peacefully at his home in Johannesburg. News of his death went around the world, causing grief and remembrance from people from all walks of life. Mandela's life has moved countless people and his legacy will forever be in the history books. The story of Nelson Mandela is not only a story of personal triumph, but proof of the power of forgiveness, reconciliation and the resilience of the human spirit. He showed the world that even in the face of oppression and adversity, lasting change can be achieved through perseverance, courage, and a firm belief in inherent dignity and equanimity. Today, Mandela's legacy continues, inspiring future generations to fight for justice, equality and peace. His words and actions continue to echo, reminding us that we all have the power to make a difference and create a better world. Nelson Mandela's story will forever be a beacon of hope, reminding us that no challenge is insurmountable and that true leaders strive to uplift and unite humanity. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more engaging content on successful journeys, book summaries, and investment strategies. Please go through the playlist in the channel to find the similar videos in a calm and peaceful tone. Don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with others who may benefit from it. Feel free to leave a comment below with any questions, book recommendations, or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos. We value your feedback and look forward to continuing this journey together.